I will be giving a presentation on a global mobility program moving Apple Incorporated manufacturing to India for course management. 6220, Managing the Global Workforce. Instructor Dr. Diane Sanchez. In today's globalized environment, firms are expanding internationally. Global mobility refers to the process of relocating staff internationally. Relocating involves moving production, supply, research and development, or services to a foreign country. Relocating manufacturing processes grew exponentially from the 1990s to the mid-2000s due to low-cost raw materials and labor from developing countries and improved operational efficiency. These drivers were a response to rising competition, the globalization of the economy due to fewer trade barriers, and new market players. Tax rates, tariffs, energy costs, and currency changes affected location destinations and contributed to offshore expansion. Many governments have established unique laws and strategies to respond to the 21st century global migration trends. Apple Inc. is speeding up plans to shift some China-based production lines to India and Vietnam after manufacturers realized the hazards of concentrating manufacturing in China. Economists predicted a substantial shift in the decentralization of global supply chains. Apple and other firms regard India as the world's next factory because labor and land costs are 1/5 of China's. However, this transition would be painful. We are discussing distinct cultural changes, expectation, labor practices, etc. It is not as simple as taking something up and dropping it in another country. You need local knowledge. Local governments must be involved. We analyze and design a global mobility program for Apple, which plans to move some of the manufacturing to India. The program facilitates global assignments, smooth cultural adjustments, work role assignments, expatriation, repatriation, cycle management, and adequate support for smooth transitions. A well-designed global mobility program will boost Apple Inc.'s relocation efforts, employee satisfaction and performance, and competitiveness in India. In mobility programs using a literature review process. A literature review is a systematic, comprehensive examination of relevant research, scholarly articles, books, and reports. This methodology uses secondary sources to analyze global assignments, cultural adaptation, work role characteristics, and support methods and global mobility initiatives. Several steps comprise the literature review process. Global mobility programs, expatriation, cross-cultural adjustment, and organizational support were used in a systematic search of academic journals and online libraries. Both recent and previous scholarly contributions were examined in the search. The retrieved publication and articles were then evaluated for their connection to the study's objectives. Studies that looked at global assignments, cultural adjustment, work role factors, and support practices in the context of global mobility programs were included in the criteria for inclusion. Additionally, studies on certain countries or businesses also provided a diverse perspective. Articles lacking empirical data or a theoretic basis were excluded. After the screening, selected articles were reviewed and analyzed. Each publication was analyzed for critical thoughts, insights, theoretic frameworks, empirical data, and recommendations on global mobility programs. Data was categorized and organized by themes such as global assignments, cultural adaptability, work role characteristics, and support practice. Next, the review literature was synthesized. The synthesis identified commonality patterns, the trends throughout the selected research, and noted any discrepancies. This process discovered literature gaps, limitations, and future study ideals. Finally, the literature review summarized and organized the findings, citing references relevant to studies, arguments, and discussion for legitimacy. Research underlines the need to match global assignments with organizational strategic goals and the competencies of those recruited for such assignments. The study suggests that such assignments are strategic for the business, with the international assignee typically becoming a critical node in its international network. Thus, international assignees often transmit technical and management capabilities early in establishing a foreign company. They may also be assigned to a low-performing subsidiary to boost its performance. The authors also suggest that having a cadre of skilled and motivated women and men eager to take on such jobs is crucial. A shortage of such persons may effectively and continuously constrain international strategy, implementation, and execution. Corinnes also suggests that aligning overseas assignments with the organizational and assignee's goal increases their value and effectiveness, along with aligning assignments. Expatriate selection criteria are vital to their success. Waxman and Brewster suggest that the first decision is whether to recruit internally or externally, followed by the recruitment method. Larger companies typically use internal databases to recruit assigned expatriates, including information like a candidate's employment history, performance evaluations, skill sets, availability, and preference for a foreign assignment, where in what capacity and on what projects. A company's talent management database might be integrated into this global mobility database to track international mobile talent. Companies hire outside for foreign positions when they cannot find internal applicants. Stress the necessity of cultural knowledge and adaptation to new cultures. The study suggests that cultural adaptability is key to the expatriation success. Expatriates who cannot adapt will fail. Thus, cultural adjustment and assignment success criteria have been extensively studied. Cultural effectiveness involves communicating with local co-workers. Expatriates are more successful when they can communicate well with local co-workers. The authors also state that cultural adaptation and effectiveness have been extensively addressed, but one intriguing characteristic that can determine them, cultural intelligence, CQ, has rarely been considered. The study focuses on expatriates' cultural competence. According to their prior studies, cultural intelligence people comprehend intelligent actions in many cultures through their cognitive, motivational, and behavioral CQ. Further, Ahmed and Kay suggest that cultural intelligence affects global and cross-cultural leadership. Global leaders with high CQ help people turn their time abroad into useful lessons that strengthen their ability as global leaders. Some global leaders succeed while others fail in international settings because of differences in CQ and learning outcomes from experimental learning. Organizations should train executives for global assignments and send them overseas to improve CQ skills during internships. Training and expatriation to create successful global leaders. Firms should hire candidates with several global postings since global leadership requires high CQ. Pavlova also suggests that CQ further describes personality qualities that aid cross-cultural adaptation. This method also emphasizes situational aspects such as training and assistance, political difficulties, etc., and the intervention's potential to affect adaptation capabilities. Thus, CQ predicts cultural adaptation and task performance, but other factors can impact the outcome. CQ claims that cultural competent people may be unable to adapt to diverse cultures. A person who can adapt to diverse cultures and situations does not have to be productive in one context. However, gaining and exercising specific skills can help people adapt to their surroundings regardless of culture. Shea and Barker explored the intercultural communication challenges faced by Indian IT expatriates in Australia. They found that Australian underwritten sociocultural communication guidelines were unclear to respondents. Communication issues caused expatriation dissatisfaction. Indian IT expats' communication competency negotiations abroad might inform cross-cultural management scholarships and training. They recommend that cultural training frameworks and cross-cultural training programs can help creative, effective, diverse workplaces. Additionally, Dang and Ramel state that the ability of expatriates to work and socially adjust in the host country is critical to the success of the global assignment. It has been found that The family plays a significant role in the adjustment process and can impact the expatriate's success or failure. This is especially true in collectivist societies where their family heavily influences every aspect of a person's life. The researchers recommend recognizing expatriate families' interests and concerns during the selection, training, and preparedness. Expatriate spouses and children could be included in the pre-departure training programs. During the assignment, firms must help spouse adjustment, spouse careers, and children's schooling. Spouse affects expatriates' performance, adjustment, and business relationships. Emphasizes the importance of organizational support for expatriate success. According to the findings, perceived organizational support, POS, increases employee engagement, decreases turnover retention, and decreases deviant work behaviors because it reflects workers' perceptions of the organization's readiness to meet their social, emotional needs and rewards their efforts on behalf of the business. Employees who feel their organization cares about them are prone to do an excellent job and contribute to the firm's goals. POS may be one way to motivate expatriates to become more invested in and committed to their work. Role ambiguity and role stress may be negatively correlated with POS. Ambiguous job descriptions might severely affect employees' ability to adapt and satisfaction in such roles. Task performance and acclimation to work in the host country are enhanced by role novelty, a challenge stressor. Thus, firms that care about their employees' well-being would set norms and job expectations to help them do their job well. Work adjustment refers to how well the expatriate employees feel about the job and its key task, which increase their intention to stay in the foreign nation. Expatriate adjustment affect job satisfaction, interactional general adjustment, and task and contextual performance. Role clarity, RC, on the other hand, refers to the clarity or ambiguity of each role's task and responsibilities. Singh believed that role clarity empowers expatriates to express their voices in the host country and participate in their task. Expatriates should understand and commit to their roles with role clarity. That understanding should be improve their workplace adjustment and performance. Therefore, key role ambiguity make it difficult for expatriates to prioritize their job duties and use resources to complete their assignments in the host country's organization. Role clarity helps employees grasp their jobs and commit to tasks. Thus, role clarity improves expatriates' host country workplace adjustment. Cowie and Strange's research explored how multinational corporations, MNCs, can help expatriates function well abroad. The study suggests that career POS improves work adjustment. The adaptation process will suffer if MNCs ignore expatriates' professional ambitions and desire. Career POS also affects organizational commitment. It may help expatriates feel obligated and attached. The social exchange method states that to return to the organization's care and responsibility for its future professional development, expatriates get deeply involved in its operations. Cowie and Strange recommend that MNC management understand that expatriate performance is linked to career POS. The parent company should access the significance of fit between career supporting systems and individual performance to alleviate expatriates' career concerns. MNC management may use on-site mentoring as a career support program. Home-based mentoring programs improve knowledge sharing and job performance. On-site coaching helps expatriates integrate into their new workplace abroad. The psychological contract or connectedness between the parent company and its expatriate employees may be strengthened by close mentorship relationships with expatriate supervisors in the foreign subsidiary. To turn expats' global competence and knowledge into lasting competitive advantage, MNCs may find that providing on-site mentoring, including career guidance and task help, is a successful global employment approach. Human resource practices such as peer mentoring, career path knowledge sharing, and long-term career planning should be institutionalized by MNC managers to foster a culture that values foreign experience and promotes its practitioners. These studies indicate that work role considerations affect expatriate and organizational effectiveness in international assignments. Therefore, for efficient global mobility programs, there is a need for more research on work role elements. The importance of good repatriation measures for knowledge transfer and talent retention. Repatriation, the process of reintegrating expatriates into their home country and organization, involved meticulous planning and support. The study suggests that repatriation problems arise from the importance of these duties both personally and organizationally. If their family travels with them, an assignment or assignments overseas may change their lives and families. For an organizational standpoint, moving human capital around global operations is a crucial way to boost enterprise capability. The study also suggests that the repatriation dilemma can occur on multiple levels, including geographic variety. The individual may have been given a one-way ticket and left for a new job. Thus, expatriate assignment jeopardizes continued employment with the same company and has no career path. In smaller companies where employees had to be replaced when they went on assignment, or in project-based companies where expatriates assignments are more about contract performance than development. This may be an organizational structure problem. Upon returning to the following level, the role may be guaranteed, but it is either smaller than the employee's overseas assignment or unsuitable for career growth. Thus, the employee is positioned but not to advance in their career. The study recommends that HR policies and organizational support are crucial to the repatriation success and staff retention. The most crucial HR practices in multinationals, including mentoring programs and financial consulting, where career planning and clear messaging and international assignments were valued. Strauss stated that managers returning from overseas are more likely to resign and find new jobs than executives with comparable experience. A sample of 174 repatriates and 92 spouses with 5 U.S. firms showed disparities between work and non-work objectives and family life. The study stresses the need to address the expectations reality gap for expatriates returning to their parent organization. Repatriates will be more loyal to their local work units and parent companies if they have realistic expectations of their new jobs, demands, constraints, and as well as their living standards and financial situation. Despite its relevance, repatriation experiences in India are understudied. More research is needed to understand Indian repatriation issues and best practices. How career development support affects work adaptability and withdrawal intention, and how host countries' environmental factors moderate these effects. The researchers state that scholars have suggested increasing expatriate cross-cultural training frequency, maintaining a good HCN expatriate relationship, and boosting cultural intelligence to address this issue. Mentoring has also become a major research area in expatriate management. Mentoring is a partnership between an experienced mentor and an inexperienced apprentice. Mentoring helps expatriates establish careers, especially when they first arrive. A specific mentor meets expatriates' needs and occupational and psychological stress. The researchers found that career development support improved expatriate adaptation and reduced work still withdrew intention. Mentors helped expatriates clarify their work roles and learn about the dynamic work environment, reducing work pressure, improving work adaptation, and decreasing withdrawal intention. Thus, the researchers recommend that the career development assistance provided by the mentors strengthen the guidance provided by the expatriates. To enhance the quality of guidance, the corporation-appointed mentor ought to employ a unique guideline framework based on the characteristics of the host country. Notwithstanding the direction of working jobs and abilities, they ought to likewise offer further direction to the language capability of the host country and access to adequately professional improvement support. For expatriates with family members, mentors should strengthen interpersonal communication and language skills training to help family members adapt and create a good family work match. Additionally, mentors appointed by foreign subsidiaries should provide real-time guidance to expatriates according to specific needs and increase or decrease the intensity of guidance according to environmental factors so expatriates can quickly adapt to the host country's living and working environment. Sokro and Pillay examined host country nationals, HCNs, attitudes towards expatriates and their effects on readiness to collaborate and provide social assistance. They state that MNCs have spent much time and money helping expatriates and their families adjust to abroad assignments. HNC's social support and interactions with expatriates have become increasingly important in helping them acclimatize to the host organization. HNC's expertise in the host country's culture and company can assist expats in acclimatization. This improves their performance. Without HCN support, expatriates may return early. HCN support improves expatriate jobs performance, reduces early stress, and helps them adapt to the host country's culture. The study indicated that HCN's positive attitudes considerably and favorably affect social support. HCN's attitudes also influence their expatriate work ambitions. The Mobility Initiative intends to streamline the relocation of some manufacturing activities to India. Apple's relocation initiative, employee satisfaction and performance, and India's competitiveness depend on suitable global assignments, cultural adjustment, work role characteristics, and support procedures. Apple Inc. should adopt the following global mobility program in India as it seeks to relocate a section of its manufacturing from China. 1. Global assignments. Apple should align its global assignments with corporate goals and select workers' abilities. Select expatriates based on technical competencies, cultural adaptability, and motivation. Developed a talent management database coupled with the Global Mobility Database to track international mobile talent and improve selection processes. 2. Cultural adjustment. Provide cultural intelligence, CQ, training and development to improve expatriates' cultural competence and adaptation. Provide expatriate spouse and children with resources to help them adapt to the Indian culture, develop cultural learning frameworks and cross-cultural training programs to establish an inclusive and diverse workplace. 3. Workplace factors. Clearly define and communicate expatriates' roles, responsibilities, and expectations to ensure role clarity. Provide career development support programs, include mentorship and on-site coaching to improve job adaptability and professional advancement. Establish norms and job expectations that support employee well-being and productivity. 4. The expatriation and repatriation cycle. Develop extensive repatriation measures, including career planning, workshops, and explicit communication regarding the worth of global assignments. Ensure expatriates have employment opportunities and professional progress after repatriation by providing help and tools to bridge the expectations-reality gap. To facilitate repatriation, talent retention, and knowledge transfer, strengthen HR policies and organizational support. 5. Support practices. Establish mentoring programs that offer customized guidance to expatriates in India. Provide language and interpersonal skills training for expatriates and their families to support their adaptation and integration into Indian culture. Encourage social support and cooperation among expatriates and host country nationals to ensure social acclimatization and promote work execution. will be Michael. He is a longtime Apple manager that has the versatility to accomplish the goal of Apple. Michael has the necessary patience and flexibility required for this important undertaking. Michael's tolerance and respectful disposition of new cultural norms will be advantage in his duties. There are over 200 million English speakers in India, and Michael has learned key phrases in the Hindu language. Michael will be spending approximately 2 years in India, solidifying the manufacturing operations, and will be compensated using the home-based approach, also known as the balance sheet approach. The compensation package equalizes expenditure variations between the international jobs as jobs in the home country. Michael is slightly above the average age of expats at 50 years of age and a widower with no children. Assessment. Global mobility program studies have numerous shortcomings. These constraints provide areas for global mobility program study and improvement. The studies also suggest ways to improve global mobility initiatives and solve these limitations. The studies recommend linking global assignments with business goals and selecting expatriates based on their skills and career goals. The Global Mobility Database should also be integrated with the Talent Management Database to track international mobile talent. However, the studies note that expatriate selection criteria lack unanimity. Studies highlight technical competence, cultural adaptability, and motivational as expatriates selection determinants. There is a need for standardized and evidence-based selection criteria for global assignments. Adjustment to foreign cultures recommend adding CQ training and development programs to cross-cultural training to improve expatriates' cultural competence. Organizations should also expatriate spouses and children adjust to the host country's culture. However, the studies note that firms often neglect cultural intelligence in favor of cultural adaptation. Cultural adjustments require cognitive, motivational, and behavioral CQ. Work role factors noted expatriate role ambiguity. Role ambiguity might hamper expatriates' work prioritization and performance. Insufficient organizational support and career planning for repatriation can also cause disconnect and turnover. To help expatriates acclimatize, the studies suggest setting explicit role expectations and responsibilities. Career development and mentorship initiatives can boost expatriates' work engagement and ease repatriation. Expatriation and repatriation cycle studies point to inadequate planning and assistance, limited career options, and differences between expatriates' expectations and their duties and responsibilities upon return. Career planning, clear communication about abroad assignments, and mentorship programs are recommended to mitigate these restrictions. HR policies should facilitate repatriation and worker retention. Support practices emphasize the need for host countries' specific guidance models and real-time environmental recommendations. The studies recommend censorship, mentorship programs that address host nations' need to improve expatriate guidance. Expatriates and their families can adjust and find a healthy family work match with language and interpersonal skill training. HCN social support can also improve expatriate well-being and performance. The workforce will be affected by Apple Inc.'s global mobility effort to move production to India. Global assignments, cultural adjustment, work role determinants, the expatriation repatriation cycle, and support practices were examined in this presentation. Several conclusions and suggestions can be drawn from the research. Implications to the 21st century workforce. The Global Mobility Program reflects the trends of companies expanding abroad in the 21st century. Firms are moving manufacturing and other services to India to reap cost benefits, access new markets, and improve efficiency. The research emphasizes the importance of cultural understanding, adaptation, and cultural intelligence in expatriate success. Cultural competency is needed to operate in varied situations and overcome cultural obstacles in today's interconnected globe. According to the Global Mobility Program, MNCs must manage and retain personnel, career development, support, mentoring programs, and clear communication about international assignments can increase employee engagement, reduce turnover and attention, and enhance corporate commitment. Repatriation issues include expectation reality gaps and professional stagnation. Repatriation procedures and support are essential to successfully integrate expatriates into their home country businesses, retain expertise, and sustain employee loyalty. MNCs should give ongoing cultural intelligence, language, and cross-cultural communication training. They can manage global tasks and work in different environments. Employee management should include global mobility. These include matching assignments to business goals, choosing applicants for technical and cultural fit, and tracking international mobile staff using integrated databases. MNCs should develop comprehensive repatriation programs to address repatriation challenges, career planning, mentoring, and clear communication about career prospects and opportunities help repatriate employees feel valued and progress professionally. Finally, global organizations should value diversity and inclusion. This involves cross-cultural training, assisting expatriate families, and fostering social links between expatriates and host countries' nationals. According to Apple Inc.'s Global Mobility Initiative in India, the 21st century workforce must manage global assignments, cultural adaptability, work role considerations, and support procedures. Organizations can increase employee satisfaction, performance, and global competitiveness by using the provided solutions to manage international operations. This research helps organizations create 21st century global mobility plans.